Christmas, Merry, sneak into your speakers and listen. I'll be singing,
Through a cheap pack of cigarettes, hard liquor mixed with a bit of intellect, and all the boys they were saying they were into it. Such a pretty face on a pretty neck is driving me crazy.
Hey guys, so today I filmed yet another Victoria's Secret fashion show inspired hair and makeup look. So this year they released the Balmain and Victoria's Secret collection, and it's incredible and amazing. It's very like edgy and like punk rock, and the whole fashion show kind of had that vibe, and I just loved it. So of course I had to recreate the look. I did do the Victoria's Secret fashion show makeup looks the past 2 years, so if you want to watch those, I'll link them down below. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's get into it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is the same thing I did last year, except this year I'm not using extensions because it seemed like they really had the models more natural this year. Like hair wise, they didn't have the big huge hair as they usually do. It seemed a little bit more natural. A lot of the models actually had shorter haircuts this year. So I'm going to be again using the Beach Waver S1, and this is the curling iron that they use on the models for the fashion show. So I'm going to be curling my whole head with this, and I'm actually going to be parting my hair on the side because it looked like most of the models had their hair parted on the side. I don't know, but I'm just going off of what I've seen. Everybody asked me in my last year's video how to actually use the Beach Waver, so I guess I didn't really explain it well enough, so I'll just show you. So it has this clip here. So basically what you do is you clip it on the ends, and then you hit the button in the direction you want it to turn, and you can choose to leave the ends out, or you can go over the ends, and you just open the clip and pull it right off. And it pretty much does what it's supposed to. So what I'm going to do is after every curl, I'm going to kind of pull on it a little bit to relax it, make it more like of a beachy, like messy look. And pull it off. It's really simple, actually. Pretty surprising. And I also wanted to mention that I do alternate the curls, so I'll do one away from my face and then one towards, and just kind of do my whole head that way. It just makes it so the curls don't all flow in one direction, and it gives you more of that like beachy kind of effortless look, which is pretty much what we're going for. So. So as you guys can see, that's pretty simple to do. Pretty easy if you're a beginner with a curling iron, just because they can be really tricky, and I always burn myself on wands, so I prefer the Beach Waver, truthfully. Just take any kind of serum. I have all kinds of stuff. I usually use like BioSilk or what's the other one? The Amika one I used last year, which I actually ran out of. Pretty much anything that I have. Usually flip my head over and like shake it out. But the models, what I took from it, were pretty much effortless and like beachy and not as dramatic as the usual years. So I think this is good. Okay, so the first thing I do when I do my makeup all the time is moisturize my face. I've already done that, and I've applied the Becca Backlight Priming Filters, and that's because it gives your face a nice dewy finish and just makes your skin look more lively in like these winter months when it's just dull and dead. So great stuff. I'm going to be using the Sonia Kashuk foundation stick in Alabaster, and I'm just going to be putting this everywhere. And then I'm going to take this e.l.f. brush with the Sonia Kashuk Radiant Tinted Moisturizer and just put a little bit of that on the brush. And I'm going to dot that all over my face. And like I've said in previous videos, I usually like to pat the foundation into my skin rather than like buff it in, just because I think it gives it a nicer finish and helps it to not look as cakey. No matter what look or theme they have that year for makeup, the Victoria's Secret models always have flawless skin, so I always take my time and really work on the base of the makeup before everything else, because that's really what matters the most. So now I'm going to conceal, so I'm using the Undercover Crayon, and this is Pixie by Petra, which is from Target. I'll do the forehead. Gonna put a little on the Cupid's bow. Now we're going to conceal any imperfections. And then of course under the eyes. And I also put concealer on my eyelid and under the brow bone. Always, just so the eyes look really bright. Okay, so I'm sorry the lighting is switching up on me a little bit. I really apologize. I try my best to work with natural lighting in the fall and winter. It's pretty much impossible. So, next I'm going to be setting my foundation and concealer with the Too Faced I Want Candy Banana Pudding Powder. And I'm just going to really quickly go over my face because, like I said, we want that dewy finish. So, not too matte, not too much powder. So the next thing I'm going to do is cream contour. I'm using the Anastasia Stick Foundation Contour Stick in Fawn. And so, angels of course have really nice contour. So we're gonna do the cheekbones, right around the forehead. And of course the jawline, can't forget that. Under the bottom lip to make the lip look more plump. And then the nose. I like to try to make my nose look a little bit more slim just because I feel like I have a wider nose, so however you like to contour your nose is fine. And then I'm going to be using this really tiny e.l.f. stipple brush just to blend that all out. Okay, so now that my face is nice and contoured, I'm going to do even more contouring. So I'm going to use the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I'm going to use the e.l.f. stipple brush again, and I'm going to be a little bit more light-handed with this just because we already contoured. And then I'm going to take this big Flower Beauty brush and just go down my neck just to make sure my face isn't darker than my neck at all. So it looked like the angels really had the most natural face ever this year except for the eyes. So I'm going to be taking this Milani Candlelight Face and Eye Strobe palette, and I'm going to be taking this Real Techniques brush and the pink little blush shade in there and just pretty lightly doing the cheeks. And I drag the blush all the way up like I do my contour just because it creates a more like lengthened face. I'm not really sure how to say that, but you know what I'm saying, hopefully. And then I'm going to be taking my favorite, all-time favorite highlighter. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. It's just a really pretty cream highlighter. And I just get a little bit on my finger there and I just tap it onto the cheekbones here. And I'm also going to go just a little bit down the bridge of the nose, Cupid's bow, and under the eyebrow. Alright, so moving on to the eyebrows. I'm going to be starting with this e.l.f. brow pencil in taupe, and it comes with a little spoolie there. Just start working on the outside of my brows here, mostly doing like the arch and the outer wing of the eyebrow, just the outer half. Making sure everything looks nice. I'll go in with this Sonia Kashuk brow gel. And this is pretty dried out right now, so it's not really going to do much for me, but I always brush up in the front so it'll look more natural. And then I take this e.l.f. eyelash and brow wand and just comb everything together and get that shape that I really want. Next, moving on to the important part of this look for this year would be the eyes, because they were on a very like punk rock theme with the Balmain collection. So they did pretty much a really natural face and then like a darker eye, which I thought was different because they usually just do super bronzy, glowy, glittery makeup. So it was really different this year, a lot more natural and just light face, dark eyes, and it was really pretty, and I think they did a great job. On my eyes, as usual, I'm using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. Okay. I'm going to be using the Too Faced I Want Candy palette, which is just incredible. I mean, take a look for yourself. It's pretty amazing. So I'm going to be starting with this shade down here called Ice Cream, right in the middle here. It's just a base shade. And just kind of putting it all over. I'll be taking this shade here called Taupe Berry, and I'm pretty much doing all of this using this e.l.f. blending eye brush, which is like $1, so you can definitely pick yourself up one of those and do this entire look. So I'm just going to put Taupe Berry on like the outer half of the eyelid and into the crease. And then I'm going to be taking this more like sparkly shade called Sugar Plum, which is directly over Taupe Berry. And I'm going to be applying this all over my eyelid. And then I'm going back in with Taupe Berry just to darken up the crease just a little bit more. So we pretty much just lost any and all sunlight at this point. I just don't know what to do. It gets dark so early now. But I just put my Ardell Wispy false lashes on. I put them on off camera because I get really up close and personal with the mirror when I put them on because it really frustrates me for some reason. But I'm going to go back in with Taupe Berry and just really darken up underneath the eye there. I'm going to take a little bit of Licorice Rope, which is a pure just matte black, and get really close on the lash line there. Okay, so I'm done with the eyes. I really like them. I like the glam, like punk rock kind of look. I thought that was really genius for the fashion show, and the Balmain collection is beautiful. I just bought like the plaid push-up bra and panty set, and it's literally beautiful. I'm completely obsessed. So now I'm going to take just any black mascara and blend my real lashes with the false lashes. And then I'm going to go over the bottom lashes. And then last but not least, the lips. So I'm going to be using NYX Vanilla Sky lip liner. And this has a little bit of like a sparkly finish, so I would rather use something else, but this is the closest one to the lipstick that I'm going to use. So I'm going to slightly overline my lips. For lipstick, I'm using the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquefied Matte Longwear Lipstick, and this is from the Candy Johnson collection, and this is in Freshly Baked. It's just a really pretty pinky shade. So that is the finished look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I did do a Victoria's Secret fashion show makeup look last year and the year before, so this is like a tradition for me now. So I will link those down below if you guys want to watch those. I would really appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I would appreciate that even more. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.